Good morning, and thank you for tuning in. Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. Thank you for joining me. I know it's been a while. I hope you all had a great holiday, and we're going to get started. I'm so excited that I can now open the catalog while I'm doing my videos. So a couple of reminders. Don't forget to check out the apparel shop where you can get this mug. Yes, we've added scrapbooking there. It's all about the memories, so definitely check that out. Let's flip the camera. And here are, oh God, I can't wait to show you these. Hop on, say hi, let me know where you're watching from, and if it's your first time watching. So we have the mini catalog and the celebration catalog going on now. And before I open that, I just want to remind you, everything will be in the links below when the video is done. This is my fun fold class for January. It seems so weird saying January, but this is the Fun Fold Club or Fun Fold online class. And what you're going to get is some satin ribbon, the gems, a half a pack of this designer series paper, and you can add on the set if you don't have that. Okay, I know the registration says a quarter pack, but you will actually get a half a pack. Okay, hi Linda from Maryland. So that is my Fun Fold Club or online class. For today, what I'm going to be showing you, I figured we'd jump into Valentine's Day, so I am going to be using on page 18 the Adoring Hearts stamp set and hybrid embossing folder in dies. Hi Dee, hi Jill, hi Nina. So happy to be back with everybody. I did take some time off, but that was to spend it with my family. And also in the celebration catalog, which you can get free with a $50 order before shipping and tax, we're going to be using the Most Adored Designer Series paper, and that is on page 9. So let's see, I have something back here. Let's see what it is. Oh, yes, there is the suite for the Poetic Expressions, which is what I'm using for the Fun Fold class for January. You still have time to sign up for that. So you may be wondering what this is, and this is our studio glass mat. And you can get this free for joining Stampin' Up! In my team. And again, everything will be below, so you want to check that out. Let me just adjust my lights. Whoop, my light just fell over. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's take a look at the stamp set and the hybrid embossing folder. And where are my dies? There's my dies. And here are the dies that go to that. Now, there is a very large one, and when you emboss this, you can cut those out just like that. Amazing. I love this. And then, of course, here's the other dies that go to that. So you're going to see that all in action very shortly. And, of course, there's the stamp set. So let's take a look at a couple of cards first. The first one I did with the designer series paper, and you can see it's gold. Let's see if I have that here. I should. Let me bring that in. I'm still getting used to my new setup here. So this is the designer series paper, and it's gold foiled. And then what I did was I colored it in with Fleur de Flamingo, Real Red, and Shaded Spruce, and a little pool party. Now, I will have still shots on Facebook later, and I will also have them on my blog later today. Also, what I used on that, just to show you, is this hybrid embossing folder, which also has a matching die. That's on the same page as the Adorn. And I love this because you can emboss this, and then it cuts all those sentiments out. Just like that. So you can have all your sentiments ready for you. Good morning, Tracy and Sandra. So don't forget to check those out. I love anything that cuts my work time in half. So this was the first card. And of course, this is the pool party ribbon that you can get free with Celebration. The next one I did was also with that paper, but I didn't color it in. Good morning, Janice, Deborah. And here you can see those die pieces that are cut out after I embossed them. And then this one is using that embossing folder, and I cut it down to fit my card by cutting off one side of it. And then I layered it on that beautiful paper, added some ribbon. This ribbon is in the annual catalog. And then just added the embossed hearts. Yes, the sentiment dies are great. So that's that card. So let's get started with the card I'm going to be making today. And I have everything here, or I did. Oh my goodness, it wouldn't be my video without having everything. Here we go. And when I saw this set, I thought a pinwheel card would be perfect for it. So what you're going to need is your base, which is 5 3/4 by 4 1/2, and you're going to score that at 3/4 of an inch, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, and 3 inches. And you know what? I'm sitting on this bench that I bought, and I just have to stand. So let me bring in my paper trimmer first, and we're going to go ahead and score that. Again, all the dimensions and a downloadable PDF will be on my newsletter later today. So you still have time to sign up for my newsletter, and that link will also be below. So this is the 5 3/4. Let's see, 5 3/4. And I am, and 4 1/2. And I am just going to take my scoring blade. Don't you just love our paper trimmer? And I'm going to go to 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to score that. Put that right there. Then I'm going to go to 1 1/2. Score that. 2 1/4. And 3 inches. I'm going to take my bone folder when I find it. I actually had this all set up for last week, and I decided not to do one. Let me grab my bone folder. Because my kids were still here. So I'm going to go ahead and score that really well. And hope that I do it correctly. And then what I'm gonna do is create a little box. So I'm gonna create a little box here in a second by gluing that on this edge right here. So I'm gonna bring in my Stampin' Seal, and I'm gonna create that little square box. I'm going to fold it down. Get that started right there. Oop. Come on. It's giving me trouble this morning. Let's just see if I got this right. Nope. Wrong way. I'm a little nervous today. All right, so we are going to just fold that up. I'm trying to get it right on that score line. There we go. I have that down really well now. So you can see I created a square. And if it doesn't lay flat, you can go ahead and use your bone folder to do it again so it stands up like that. The next thing that you're going to need are 3 pieces of 2 3/4 by 4.5. And what you're going to do is you are going to layer those on each panel. Okay, so I'm going to layer one here. So we are going to add some glue here. I don't know why this one's giving me trouble. And I'm going to lay that right inside there. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to add that right there. This looks like I might have cut it just a little off, but it'll still work. Because you can really do it with any size. This one looks a little off to me. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, there we go. I didn't have it quite down right. And then we're going to take the next one. I have another one to show you. Bear with me. It's been a minute since I've been on. And there I have the pinwheel. The next thing I'm going to do is I've got these pieces of designer series paper. And these are, I have three pieces of designer series paper that are 1 3/4 by 4. So I'm going to be using different sides. And then I have a white one. That's going to be for my sentiment. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab the sides that I want. And they're going to go on these end pieces. I know I hate to cover up that beautiful paper, but I want the designer series paper. So let's lay that one down here. And then this one. Right there. And then the fourth one is going to be the white. So I'm going to stamp that first before I put it on there. So I am going to grab my real red. Don't forget to share my videos. It really does help me a lot. And I am going to grab Just For You. And I'm going to add that right here. Now, everyone asks if on this glass mat, if you still have to use the stamp paper piercing mat, you know, the mat for the photopolymer. I'm not using that because I know how much pressure to add, but I would still suggest you do it. And then I am going to grab with all my heart. I'm going to put that right there. And this is where you would sign your card. Add that right in there. So now you can see those 4 flaps have designer series paper, except for where I'm putting my sentiment. Then I need 4 more pieces of designer series paper, and these are 2.5 by 4 1/4. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add these on the wider side. So I'm going to go ahead and add that gold one here. And then I have this side, so I want to look at these pieces and see which ones I have, because I want it to be different. So I'm going to take this one. No, I'm going to change that. I'm going to grab this one. And I'm going to put that one right there. Good morning, Gloria and Barb. Good morning, Joan. And I am going to add, make sure the parts are the right way. Just going to add that right in there. And then I'll add a gold one. And then the last one I'm going to grab some more hearts. Remember, this designer series paper is free with a $50 purchase while supplies last. And there I have my Pinwheel card. And I'll show you that. You're watching me live. Hey, Maureen. Okay, so now I want to decorate this. So what I'm going to do is I am going to bring in a piece of cardstock. Let's see what I have. I think I want a piece of Flirty Flamingo. Let me grab that. I have a piece, but it's a little bit smaller than what I wanted. So here I have a piece of Flirty Flamingo, and I'm gonna cut this to 6 by 6, and you'll see why in a minute. Whoop. I'm going to take that embossing folder, and 6 by 6 fits perfectly in here, just like that. I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine. I should have my plate down here. I always get confused of which plates to use, but that's why it's numbered right here to tell you which ones to use. I'm going to run that through. I promise I'll be back on regularly with some great new products. So I used the number 1 plate, and then I used the number 4. Now I'm going to add my number 2 plate again, and one of my clear plates. I'm going to lay that back down. Look at this beautiful embossing folder. You could actually just cut that and use that piece, but we're going to cut those out with this large die. I'm going to lay it right down, and you can see that it goes right over those beautiful hearts. Now, some people tell me, well, I don't do a lot of Valentine's Day cards, and that's great. That's fine. This could be used for wedding cards, birthday cards, just because it's hearts. Don't just think of Valentine's Day. You need to think outside the box. So we are going to cut that out. Bring that in. And you can see some of the hearts already fell out, which is perfect. And here we have some more. So we have all these hearts. Now, with that Glass Studio mat, you also get this great little silicone mat that sticks, which I love, because you know me, I'm always losing things. I'm going to put those right in here because I'm going to be using those. I'm just going to set it over to the side. If you leave it on the mat, it doesn't move. It's so great. But because I have the, well, let's move those out of the way. And you can see I have my host code on here. I wrote that with my Stampin' Right marker, and I can also clean that off when I'm done, which I will show you. I'm just going to set that on there for a minute. So now I have this, which I will use for another card. I also already cut out a bunch of them. So now I'm going to decorate it, and I'm going to start with this. So I have a Flirty Flamingo, I have a nice gold one, and I have a red one. For these, I'm going to use my dimensionals, and I am going to pop those up. 1 dimensional is fine on this, but you can use more if you'd like. I'm going to add the, hi Denise. Another Denise is on there. And we're just going to layer those. Like that. I'm going to flip to the next one and pick out some more of those embossed images. Now here's some that I did with designer series paper. I don't know if you can see that. And that's the more intricate hearts, which are right here. So I have a few of those. I might use those, but right now I'm just going to use some of these that I have cut out. This one is actually a full size one from, again, these hearts right here. So let's go ahead. I'm not going to use the Flirty Flamingo because I don't think it's going to show up too well. Let's grab another red one. And let's grab a gold one. So I'm going to start with this little, I'm going to start with this one in the middle. I'm going to add that one right here. And I'm going to add that gold one. Whoop, wrong side. It's a smaller heart. I'm going to add that one right here. And then I'm going to take that large gold one. And I will add that right there. I'm going to put some more sentiments in it, but I want to get my hearts down first. Again, adding these little guys here. I am now going to take some of these small hearts that I've already cut out. Let me show you those. I take your pick tool. I think let's just grab a bunch of these little hearts. Okay, the little hearts, I used this die right here. I'm just going to take some of those. Let me grab a mini dimensional if I have them. I don't have any here. Or maybe I'll use the large ones, or I'll cut them in half. They're going to be too big for that. All right, I need mini dimensionals. Give me one sec. There we go. That's the problem with having everything set up early on, because then I forget where everything is. I'm going to grab these little mini dimensionals, and I'm going to start adding some of these little hearts around here. I like things that pop up. Hey, Mary Ellen. How's the weather in Montana? Are you getting bad weather? I know we're going to be getting some. I'm going to take the Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to add a few of those. And then I have this little heart here. I'm going to use that side because I like that designer series paper. I'll just add that one right there so you can see the little heart. Oh, I didn't put one on there. That would help, wouldn't it? And we're just going to add that one right there. And then we have this one. And we'll go back with the gold. And then I have the one red that's was cut out with the more intricate die. This one didn't cut out too well. Let's grab another one. Let's see what else I have in here. Okay, I have more of a Flirty Flamingo, but that doesn't really show up that well. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to grab, let's see what I have in here. Maybe a gold one. Let's try that. And lay that right over the top of it. All right, so I am going to grab some glue. Let me grab my glue. Oh my goodness, I forgot everything today. Okay, I am using this tool, glue press from My Sweet Petunia. They are not available right now. They're sold out again, but I will put the link below so that you can keep an eye on that. I love this because I'm a messy glue person. Plus, it's very easy on my hands. It looks like we may have dropped because of the weather coming in. So just keep, if for some reason you can't see me now, the video will still work. So we're going to go right here with that. Now I have hearts. Whoop, not that one. I'm going to switch that again. I'm going to grab a red one. Can everyone still see me? Because it looks like it may have dropped. Again, that's with the bad weather coming in. So there I have all my hearts. And now I'm just going to take a piece of white and I'm just going to cut some pieces to put some more sentiments there. So let me grab this. I have a strip right here. Let's see what this strip is. This strip should fit right there. So this strip is 1.5, and I'm going to go with, let's see, 1.5 by 3 3/4. Again, if I'm frozen, it's still working. Okay, great. On my end, it shows that it might have froze. Again, it's because of this weather. And now I have these two little pieces. And I'm just going to bring in some more of these sentiments. I adore you. And we will put that right here. This card is great because you can set it on a mantle or a desk, whoever you give it to, and they can just sit there and look at that. It's so cute. I adore you. Let's see. Let's just do a little heart here, maybe. Let's take that little heart. I'm just going to stamp that. Oh, thank you, Janice. Put a little heart there. Maybe grab one of these little guys that I have left over. Put that right there. Such cute little hearts. Oh, there's two stuck together there. I guess I'm taking the red one. And then this one, one more little piece of white. There will be a PDF later today. I do have an appointment after this, so I have to run, but just go to the link that will be below. Make sure you're on my newsletter, and I'll send that out. Okay, let's take the flower. Cute little flower. And there you have, let me flip this so you can see it. Freezes, but it comes back. Okay, sorry about that, like I said, with the bad weather. So this is what the Pinwheel card looks like. Let me flip that back down. Let's grab an envelope. Now, what I can tell you is it's a little bit larger than the envelope. It will still fit. You can make this, instead of doing the 5 3/4, you can actually cut it down to 5.5 and it'll fit better. But I like the larger one, so I stuck with that. I am going to take this part right here. I'm going to stamp that. And then I am going to grab a piece of designer series paper. Let's see, maybe, oh, this would look pretty, wouldn't it? But so do those hearts. Let's see what I got as a strip so I don't have to waste. Oh, I got this strip. It'll fit perfect. I'm going to go ahead and do that on the lip of my envelope. Okay, I see I'm green again, so whatever happened, I'm back. I'm going to take my paper snips. Just going to trim that off. And there we have a great matching envelope for your card. Now again, what I was saying is I did it at 5 3/4, so it's just a hair larger than that envelope, but I would just fold that over and it would be fine. If you don't like the fact that it's just a tad larger, cut this down to 5 1/2 rather than 5 3/4. But I like it a little bit bigger. And there is my Pinwheel card, which would look great. Don't be nervous. You're among friends. Thank you, Joan. I know. You're all so great. I love you all. So there's my Pinwheel card. And let's just take a look at another one that I did. So here's another one. And again, it's got the Just For You, those beautiful papers. Here I use some of those enamel hearts from the Be Mine suite, I think it's called. I just threw some of the enamel ones in there. And again, it stands up nicely. Yes, it's a fun card. So remember this piece that I had. Remember I said you can still use it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to bring in a piece of real red, which is a standard 1/2 a size. Okay, and I'm going to score that in the middle. 4 1/4. This is my card on the fly. We are going to just fold that. And then I'm going to trim this down to fit that. So I'm going to go at 4 inches, and you can see that it lines up nicely. So 4 inches right here. Now it's going to fit on the front of my card. I'm going to turn it around, and I need it at 5 1/4. If I do 5 1/4, I'm going to cut those off. So I just inch it out a little bit. There's 5 1/2. So I'm going to start with 5 1/2. Actually 5 3/4. And I'm just going to trim some of this off until I get it to where I want it. I want it at 5 1/4. So I'm just inching that till I get it at 5 1/4 without cutting anything off. Okay. So now I have that at 5 1/4. That's going to go right on the top. Again, I'm going to grab some of that beautiful paper. And I'm going to use this one because it's already cut. And I'm going to cut this down at 4, same size. 5 1/4. And I'm going to layer that right on top of it. So you can see where those cutouts are. You can see those beautiful gold hearts. I am going to use dimensionals here. I want it to pop up. So I am going to use dimensionals. And put those wherever I can. Now that one I'm going to put right there. That's a little too small. I could put a mini one there if I want, but this will hold it in place. There we go. I'm so glad you could join me today. And as I said, I am back live. It was nice to take some time off. I'm going to lay that right on top there. That is actually going to get layered right on the top of my card, my red. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Stamp and Seal. So I'd love to have you on my team. If you'd like to get this glass mat studio, you can get it free with part of your starter kit. So I have that. Now what I'm going to do is, I have these hearts. I want to bring in some hearts that are really going to pop. What I found with the embossing folder, you could actually use either side. They both look beautiful. See, I have a gold one left. I want the gold. And then maybe, I don't want to use a flirty flamingo because you won't see it. So maybe another real red. Let's see if I have a different one in here. Oh, how about one of these? This is even better. So I'm going to just put those. Again, I'm using dimensionals on this to make those pop up. Hi, Gail. And then this cute little one down here with the designer series paper. Add that right there. I'm going to bring in this little banner, and I'm going to cut out another little piece of white with this. But let's stamp it first. So I have another strip here. And I'm going to grab that just for you in the real red. I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine. And I'm going to lay that on top of there. You can cut these out first. It would probably be a better idea so you can see what you're doing. But how's the saying go? Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, and we're just going to run that through. If it doesn't work, I'll just grab another one. Yes, the hearts would be great for scrapbooking. And I'm so excited to have a scrapbooking mug in the shop at Stampersdelightshop.com. And also sweatshirt and t-shirt. I just ordered mine. And I am going to add that right here. Again, I'm going to use dimensionals. And the large ones just fit. Just for you. Make sure that's down. Let's add some gems. For this one, I'm actually going to use the Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock foil gems, which go to another suite in the new catalog. But I like those. Pink is pink, right? So let's add some of those gems. So now I have some gems on there. Let's do the inside. Okay, a piece of 4 by 5 1/4. And what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to take that heart and I'm going to just clean it off just a tad. I should be cleaning it, but I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo here. And I'm going to stamp that right in the center with the Flirty Flamingo. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that with all my heart in the red. And that fits nicely right in there. I'm going to turn it over. And there I have the inside of my card. And there you have the card on the fly, using that great embossing folder, hybrid embossing folder. Grab an envelope. And I think I'll use this cute little flower again. And then flip that over. And I think I have another strip here of something, so I'll use that. I want to use up my scraps if I can. Yep, here we go. So I have this one. And there's those hearts. Now the hearts would be going the wrong way, so I'm going to use this designer series paper for that. This is a great way to not have a lot of scraps around. Okay, so if you have these sheets after you're crafting, I've been using mine up because otherwise what happens is I end up with all these strips and I never end up using them. So I like to use them as soon as I'm doing the card, and I use them for the envelope. Just cut that around there. And there we have a cute little envelope for that card. I hope you enjoyed today's Fun Fold Friday with the card on the fly. Remember, I will have these all on my blog later today, and also the PDF for the Pinwheel card will be on my newsletter, which I will be updating later this afternoon. So when I'm done with this live, I'm going to put all the links below. Make sure that you are signed up for my free newsletter and free tutorials. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show you. Let me just flip this. Remember where I put my host code? Of course, I messed it up because I was using it. But this is the mat. It's like it's a chamois. You get this with the Glass Studio too, and you can just wipe this clean. Look at that. Love this mat, and it gives you such a nice stamping surface. So I hope you'll think about joining my team. I'd love to have you on the team. And again, thank you for joining me. And I'll see you next Friday with, I'm already working on a great card, Fun Fold. I don't know if I can wait that long, but until then, keep on stamping.